Hello, I'm fake news anchor and real-life leftist Nordstrom apologist Trevor Nitschke. Welcome to Next Week Now, where we only wear the finest of clothing from Nordstrom department store. Nordstrom. This is what we missed, the part of the show where I cover topics we failed to predict while give a thing and take a thing away our points for the show. Without further ado, what we missed. This past week, a man shot and killed 11 worshippers at the Tree of Life Synagogue. We will not be using the man's name or face. There is truly nothing funny here. With acts like these, it sometimes feels like we can do nothing to stop them from happening. Turns out we can. Early voting ends tomorrow, and Election Day is November 6th. If your senator or congressman doesn't care enough about this tragedy to make any sort of change, then vote them out.
Yeah.
St. Louis, Missouri, known for its silver one-half the McDonald's arches, the biggest ad campaign in history, is finally being recognized for something else. Teachers at a St. Louis daycare created a fun-sized fight club. This was captured on an iPad by a 10-year-old who was concerned for his younger brother, who was crying after his third fight. Stupid Gen Z children, after only his third fight. When my father was 4, he beat the crap out of 7 crying kids and then beat himself up when he started to cry. Along similar lines, a 5-year-old tested positive for meth after eating some Halloween candy. Meth? Fight clubs? These kids are going harder than the man who violently has sex with my wife. And she has a high pain tolerance. This past week, a man delivered, or attempted to deliver, pipe bombs through the mail to Democratic Party members and donors. The man has been found and arrested. No one was harmed, as none of the bombs went off. You see, his fatal flaw was using traditional mail. Just use these brand new, spanking new email pipe bombs. It's 2018, my guy. Quit living in the past. A new study came out saying that 25% of college students could develop PTSD from the 2016 election. Now, while the 2016 election and all the celebrity deaths were very traumatizing, my PTSD from that year came from learning that our far-right host, Davis Grant, was a struggling hentai artist who posted on DeviantArt. In his defense, Grant stated, "So what they look like kids? They're half dragon, half girl, and half horse. They're 100 years old, and they're magical beings." What we missed regular and friend of the show, Kanye West, says he feels used and plans to no longer be participating in politics. Kanye's fresh start may seem like he's finally seen the error in his MAGA hat-wearing ways, but I think it might have something to do with a fall in his Yeezy sales. After all, the new Yeezys do look like the neon sneakers I had in first grade that lit up every time I took a step. And that's just not a look I can rock anymore, no matter how hard I try. A woman called an Australian radio show, and one woman asked the host, "How come whenever I'm having oral sex with my husband and his penis hits the back of my throat, I go temporarily deaf?" Doctors have been doing intense research for the past 3 weekends, and they simply couldn't find a stranger way to publicly brag about the size of your husband's penis. A man who recently climbed Mount Risey came to the very top only to find he had been beaten by a cat. Upon closer inspection, it was simply just a very lost American woman in a sexy cat costume. Halloween was yesterday, Tracy. Pick up your high heels and do the coldest walk of shame any of us will ever know. Last week we ended with negative 2,055 points, or the net salary of my family's household. Last week we gave you all 5 tips to survive Halloween night. And, well, you're all back here alive and well, so it seems like we did it. That's a whopping 55 points to start us off. Wow, 55 points, what a rush. I should get more of these points. Okay, what's next? Last week we also predicted Gillette would stab children in an attempt to save them from potential Halloween razor blades. And while we can't confirm that, they sure stabbed me in my wallet with the prices of their razors. Yeah? Okay, 170 points. Oh my God, 170, that's so tantalizing. Whew, delicious points. All right, let's keep moving. All right. Well, we also claimed the Great Pumpkin would come back and start a gourd race war. Didn't technically happen, but I know someone who likes pumpkin better than squash, so that's 500 points. Oh, God, yes. Can you all taste them like I can? So good. Okay, so Ozzy Osbourne came on to talk about climate change, and frankly, that doesn't have any prediction in it, but guess what? It still happened. So points, points, points. Give us 1,000 points. I need more. All right, what? There's no more predictions to get points from? Well, I guess we end tonight with negative 330 points. God, I need points. Add 330 points. Oh, my hunger will never be satiated. We end tonight with the most disappointing number of points ever. I shall stay here and feast on points until my hunger finally subdues. But until then, here's the return of the hot seat.